Welcome back to another Mad Hunts archery video. Today me and Connor both have our Matthews lifts, and what we're going to be doing today is practicing holding your draw and still being able to get off a good shot.
Why do you need to do this? Well, how often do you just draw and let her loose like your normal rhythm on an actual animal? Probably pretty rare. It's never happened for me. A lot of the time I actually end up drawing and holding for a billion minutes and never end up shooting. But you still need to be able to draw your bow and sometimes hold it for 30 seconds, a minute, maybe even 2 minutes on some of the more extreme cases and let off a clean shot, because you're not able to let up and then redraw without spooking the animal. So another basic, my Kobe Bryant quote that I said in our other video of going back to the basics, never get bored of the basics. So here's another one for you guys, and let's get into her.
There's a few different ways we can do this, right? Obviously, you want to be able to build up to holding your draw and holding the weight as long as possible. I know that a lot of people can feel like, oh, well, 15 seconds, that's not that long. Well, when you're holding your draw back, even with the let off, it can sometimes feel like an eternity. So what we're going to start with is really just simple. We've got a target at 20 yards. We're going to have Connor. He's got an arrow already ready to go. And we're going to have him draw back and just hold. And the very first thing we're going to do is you need to set a baseline, right? What's the longest that Connor can comfortably hold his draw before he shoots, right? So I'm going to get out my phone. We're going to get a timer right now.
I should probably dial to 20. I dialed to 40.
And we got a timer right here. Boom. We're going to have Connor draw. I'm going to hit go. And we're going to see how long Connor can hold his draw on his bow while still being able to make a good shot. You're not going till failure, till you literally can't hold it back anymore. That can be dangerous. But he's going to go right now. Drawn, start. There goes the timer. We're going to see how long it takes for him to be able to make a good shot. That was 28.55, 28 seconds, 0.55 seconds. So
Sweet.
solid time. Now, again, that's not trying to go till failure. That's going as long as he can while still being able to make a good shot. Gives him something to build off of, something to try to shoot to improve upon at later dates. Now I've got my bow and I am dialed to 20. We're gonna do the exact same thing. See how long I can hold while still being able to make a clean shot. I'm gonna draw, then Connor will start the timer once you get anchored. See what that was.
30.61 or 63 seconds. I stopped at a smidge late, so 31. 31 on the dot.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. So when would be a good time to do this? Let's kind of brainstorm. We've actually not talked about this exact idea. I think the first shot, you walk out of your garage, you've not shot your bow all day. Your first shot, draw back and hold, because a lot of the time when you're hunting, you don't get any more than one shot. So
notoriously, guys are like, all right, yeah, before we shoot a course, I got to get warmed up. I'm gonna go and you'll go to pick an archery course, Total Archery Challenge, the Bow Disciples Challenge.
Well, I do that.
Hike to hunt.
I like to warm up.
You go warm up, and that can be beneficial, absolutely. But you get 3 days into an archery bull hunt, and you don't get the luxury of warming up.
A lot of the time, you've not shot your bow
in a couple days.
3, 4, 5, 2 weeks. depending on where you're at. So
exactly. So you
first
get
shot.
one shot, you have to hold, you're waiting for the animal to step out from behind the bush, tree, rock, whatever it is, waiting until you get to click your release and he gets to die. But I think that's right on the money. First shot, practice how long can you hold it while still getting a good shot off.
Now it's time to practice it.
So like Connor said, there's a couple different times you can do this. One of them is just on your first shot, occasionally throughout your shooting cycle, your daily shooting routine, whatever that is, you can give it a whirl, push yourself, see how far you can take it. You can do it when you're fatigued, right at the end of your same daily shooting regimen. The other thing you can do is sort of push yourself a little bit farther. Obviously, even shooting at 40, 60, even shooting at like 20 yards, it can still get a little bit dangerous if you're going till failure. So that's where this other technique comes in. We talked about this last week, a couple weeks ago. Blind bail shooting. Blind bail shooting, you want to really be able to push yourself. You want to be able to feel everything. So with the same thought process, we have our target set up here at like 2 yards away. We're going to do the exact same thing, go till failure, but this time we don't have to worry about our shot placement as much. We can really get drawn and just hold, because even we got a lot of movement in here that I'm still going to be able to hit the target. I'm going to hit the target there. I'm also going to hit the target there. You know, there's a lot of play in here. So being able to just hold, and the other thing is holding your bubble on your sight, making sure that it's not swaying back and forth. You want to keep everything centered and just hold. You can pick a spot on this one. You don't have to shoot with your eyes closed. Pick a spot, hold your pin on that spot till you get to the point where you do start to shake. Then practice pulling through your shot, still making a good shot. Gonna get drawn one more time, get anchored, and then at that point, just relax. All we're doing at this point, holding your draw, keeping everything level, keeping everything calm, holding until you can't. Once you start shaking, once you start moving more than you should be, that's when it's time to still go through the right motions of your shot and get a clean break and perform a good shot. So it's just repetition. That's really what it comes down to. Shooting as much as you can, shooting consistently, but at the same time, working smarter, not harder. You want to make sure that you're getting good reps, not just average or poor reps in. So here's the next step of what we're doing. Get out your timer, pick a yardage. Right now, Connor is dialing up to 40 yards. I'm gonna go into my phone right now and I'm gonna set a timer for 20 seconds. Connor's gonna draw, and once this timer goes off, that means that the metaphorical animal that was behind a bush, tree, whatever, it stepped into view. Now he can shoot it. And you're gonna shoot some reps like this and shoot, I like groups of 3. Shoot a few shots, shoot a little group, and see where your grouping is, so that that's another baseline that you can work to improve in the future. Connor's gonna draw. We're gonna go right here and hit start. Then we just wait. Holds his bubble, holds his composure, keeps everything as solid as possible. Perfect. That's all we're gonna do. So now we're gonna do the same thing a couple times so that Connor can see a group at 40 and know what he needs to improve upon as he progresses. Same thing, Connor draws, I hit go. Then it's just another 20 seconds, waiting, holding your draw, even if there's wind or the sun or whatever it might be, just maintaining your composure, holding with good form, so that when the timer runs out, you can still execute a good shot. Boom. There's number 2. I really do like groups of 3. I think that's a solid thing to shoot for. You know, sometimes 2 is a coincidence, but 3 really starts to get into the truth of what's actually happening. So Connor's going to get one more arrow, and we're going to give it one more go. Anchors, I start the timer. A lot of people get frustrated and think that stuff like this is redundant, and the truth of it is, they're right. It's not necessarily fun, but you will get a lot better at shooting if this is stuff that you improvise in. Boom. You will get better at shooting if this is stuff that you implement into your shooting routine. So we're gonna walk up here right now and we're gonna look at Connor's group and see where he's at and go from there. How do you feel?
Tired. That one was fatiguing, man. That, you know, it's a 30 seconds or 20 seconds, fairly long time. So, but it was good to get some reps in, because definitely been there. So welcome to my group. This one, I was actually dialed a little bit wrong, like 1 yard off. It's on me, it's whatever. But then these 2 are actually right in there. So as far as a group is concerned, what do you think? So you start doing good, change it up. If you've ever been to the gym, you know that when you start doing good, when you start lifting the weight a little bit easier than normal, you bump it up a bit. So when 20 seconds starts to feel a little bit easy, raise it to 25. If 40 yards is a little bit too close, push it to 50 or 60. It's just about increasing incrementally, not about being a hero and going, you know, a full 90 seconds right off the bat. If you can do that and still execute, do it, I guess. But this is really just about gearing up little by little for the archery season here in 2 months, 3 months. Right there, good shot. I see it down the range.
Well, guys, that's the gist of it. Really simple. Another really easy thing that you guys can implement into your archery practice to become really good at it. By no means are we professionals, but this is our opinion on some of the things that you can do to get better at shooting the bow in hunting scenarios.
Yep, definitely let us know what you guys are doing as well. We're open to ideas, but this is just stuff that we've experimented with over the past, few years of shooting our bows. So we've learned that it helps. Anything really helps. So, but I mean, that's it for this video. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't, like it anyway. Subscribe and comment. Send this video to
your friend that's the worst at archery.
Yeah, because they'll need it.
Send it to them.
Yeah.
And let them know this might help get better.
Yeah.
But until next time.
Bye.
See you guys later.